Hello, everybody. Nana does. Everybody doing okay? I hope so. Looks like we're going to have a snowstorm coming in. Look at that, huh? Can you see out there? Starting. We're going to get some inches in the next couple of days. I'm just saying. My husband told me if I'm not done the Christmas shopping, I better get my arse out there today because the next couple of days are going to be the shits. I'm just saying. But anyway, I want to talk about Representative James Comer, whatever. He's from Kentucky. Now he is the presumed new chairman of the House Reform and Oversight Committee. That's right. The scarier part of that is Jim Jordan is going to be the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. Mister, I never graduated law school. Just saying. But anyway, let's get on to Mr. Comer. I'll say it both ways, so if you don't, I can't stop my brain sometimes. But anyway, this guy is drooling like Pavlov's dog, anticipating just how much money of taxpayers' money, that he can waste doing all these bullshit friggin' investigations. Now, one of his top investigations that he's going to go after, you guessed it, COVID-19, Dr. Fauci. He said he's going to investigate this all the way back to Trump. But what he really means is back when Trump made Dr. Fauci his fall guy. Because no matter what Fauci said, Trump went, oh, no, that's not going to happen. We're not going to close nothing. No. Over 1 million people died because of Trump's, oh, no, can't do that. Nope, we're not going to do that. Nope. But anyway, that's one of Comer's first investigations he's going to get into. And then he says he seems to think that looters are rampaging the country. That's what he thinks. So, we're going to have to go after looters. So we better hide those women and children. Because he's hinting at something else too, like BLM or something like that. But he says that crime all of a sudden disappeared and completely collapsed in the 2nd, 3rd of November. Geez, I wonder what he's getting at there. Do you think he'd be talking about maybe Democrats went and got all those people to go out there and rob all them big high-ticket stores? You think that's what he's getting at? Must have been BLM that did it, right? What a crock of shit. But anyway, that's what he's on about there. And then he said he wants to do something about mass shootings. Yeah, there's a pretty good thing, right? A Republican wants to do something about violence. But he only wants to do something about gun violence if it's from a mental health perspective. That's right. Only a mental health perspective. So no looting, but lots of shooting, as long as you're mentally healthy. That's what I get out of it. But anyway, Congress already passed a gun and safety control bill, but apparently in states like Texas, or Kentucky rather, the cops aren't enforcing the laws that are on the books because they're part of that Sheriff's Confederation shit that we talked about before. Remember that? They all take an oath that only the sheriff is the main law. Nobody else. The government doesn't count. It's just the sheriff. Well, we ain't in the Wild West anymore, boys and girls. We're just not in the Wild West anymore. I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah, that's what he says. He wants to also investigate fentanyl deaths. That's a good thing, right? Not so much. Drug overdoses are increasing as the opioid crisis increases. But do you see him putting out any solutions? No, they're just going to talk about it. So they're going to spend millions of dollars to sit there and talk about it, point fingers at the Democrats, and not do nothing about it. But they can just say, that all happened when they were here. But they're not offering any solutions. So the problem's still going to be there. I'm just saying, The Biden administration passed the gun control law. They lowered drug prices for senior citizens, $35 a month for insulin. That's not what they're talking about doing, though. They're talking about it. That's right. They're talking about it. But do you see them going after the pharmaceutical companies to have more control over who gets fentanyl and how much is out there? No, they're not doing it. The opioid companies got their asses kicked and handed to them by families of people that have died from opioid abuse. And the doctors that overprescribed them, giving them like thousands a month. That's just nuts. But more likely, the Republicans are focusing instead at the drugs coming through the border. Well, sure, there's some drugs coming through there, but have you seen the size of the hauls that they're getting that aren't coming in here? And have they looked into the drug problem at all other than, oh, look? Because everyone they're pointing at you, there's 3 more pointing back at them. I'm just saying. But yeah, do you see them going and doing a joint task force and going down to all these other South American countries, Honduras and Venezuela and all the rest of them? Do you see them going down there and talk to them how to do a joint task force to stop the drugs from leaving their borders before it goes to Colombia or before it goes to anywhere else, into Mexico? How about stopping them at those borders and making sure that the cops on the borders aren't on the take? Pay them, for Christ's sake, so they can feed their families. How about doing a joint task force like that and working with these people so it doesn't have to have all those drugs coming through here? And do you know that a lot of these synthetic drugs and synthetic opioids are made from underneath your kitchen sink or out in your garage? Did you know that? Yeah, that's where a lot of them are coming through. They're being made in the United States and in Canada, I might add. They're not all coming through the border. They're making that shit themselves. I'm just saying. And as of November 28th of this year, 40,266 people died from gun violence. You know the other problem that they want to look into? As long as you're mentally healthy, because it's all mental health, right? How about it's not all mental health? How about a lot of these bastards out there just have a hate-filled reason to go out and shoot a bunch of people? They're not crazy. You get them in court, they're all able to stand trial. They're not nuts. They just had a goddamn plan. And it's the same with drug dealers and the rest of them. So that's what I got to say today. So Mr. Comer from Kentucky, go back her to Kentucky. Do something with your own friggin' state before you think you're going to do the rest for everybody else. Nana loves you. Mwah.